Guys, today in this video I want to talk about astrology with all of you guys and girlies, especially for my girlies who are into self development and who want to know themselves better, or who just wants to know about astrology in a better way. This video is going to be super helpful for you. Okay, but with that in mind, also keep this thing in mind that do not limit yourself to just like your birth chart, even though it may show you a lot of traits that you have or maybe subconsciously have, or some gifts that you may have. But still, I don't want you to limit yourself to something, because know that you are an extension of universe. And yeah, you always have free will to supersede or exceed things in your chart. Okay, so not limit yourself. Free will always exists. So with that in mind, today, if I can, I will put up a hamster wheel of like the houses in astrology here. Of course, the videos, if I put any video that's not mine, or the pictures, if I put the pictures, I do not claim right to these pictures. And of course, if I use a music, which I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I just have the idea to film the video. How I'm gonna edit it, I damn don't have an idea about it. But yeah, if I put any clippings or any music or any photos, all of it writes it's to its respective owners. And yeah, except my voice and my ideas and the way I am explaining things, the pictures and all, the credit goes to the respective owner. Okay, so after keeping that in mind, let's talk about in astrology. If you see, there are 12 houses, 9 planets, and 12 signs. So first, let us talk about the 12 houses, which is basic of astrology. So before I start with that, I want you to grab a pen and paper if you're really very interested in knowing a lot about yourself, because this is going to be a very, very, very beautiful video for you if you're into astrology or want to learn about it. And I may share you tips on how you can integrate it into your life more. So first, the first house is of our self. The first house is of our core personality, health. It talks about who we are at the center as a person and what the world sees in us and how we see the world, our perspective, who we are at the core, and the energies that we keep vibrating on, or our aura, is our first house. The second house talks about our money, wealth, inheritance, speech, family, also the face. For first house, I would say it talks about our overall health, the physical health, the body. Second house talks about the face. Third house talks about your communication, your siblings, your courage. It sometimes also refers to the electronic gadgets that you have. It also talks about like what we like to consume in social media, and also your social media can also be seen through your third house. It's the amount of courage you have, your friends in the community, like short-term travels, this, your neighbors are seen through third house. It also corresponds to your shoulders, and your neck is second house, I believe. In fourth house, next comes the fourth house, which is the heart area, which talks about mother, home, conveniences. Sometimes in Vedic astrology it is called the Bandhu Bhava, which talks about friends as well, but it is the place which talks about your happiness. It is the place which talks about the kind of home where you are gonna dwell in, and also what grounds you, what makes you feel like you're in home, right? Fifth house is about your children, your hobbies, the things like that you like to do for fun, parties, and things that bring you like happiness and fame. Next, sixth house is about your enemies, your routines, health. And sixth house is also about law and litigation, those things. Also, sixth house talks about like divorces. Seventh house is about marriage, it's about relationships. Seventh house is directly opposite to first house. Some people call it the place through which we can see the type of people we attract or our friends. Seventh house is also the kind of um, people we like to surround ourselves with. It's also our shadow self. Eighth house is the house of diseases, long-term chronic illnesses. It's also the house of transformation and glow ups. And eighth house is also the house that talks about things which are sudden. It may also talk about supernatural things. Ninth house talks about God. It talks about philosophy, it talks about travel. Ninth house also talks about like the trips we take, like long trips, and foreigners can be seen through ninth house. 10th house talks about our public image. It can also show your job or occupation. It is the thing, it is the karma that you're here to do. It is the house of karma. It falls in one of the artha houses. It is basically what brings us the highest of the name and fame and what we are here born to do. Next, 11th house is the house of like achievements. It's the house of your paycheck. It is 10th house is also the house of achievement. 11th house is the house of like benefits. It is the house of also friends. A lot of people say it's the house of like social groups. Okay, it's also the house of gains. Okay, 11th house is basically the house which talks about gains. It talks about the things that kind of make us feel like wish come true. So it also talks about our wishes, our desires. Manifestations can be seen from 11th house. How you can manifest can also be seen through your 11th house. So sorry for the interruption. The video got interrupted. So 11th house is also friendships, hopes, desires, things that fulfill us, and the humanitarian causes and what you contribute to the society and the society as a whole. 12th house is your intuition, it's loss, it's charity, it's giving up on things, and it's the highest point of the chart. It is spiritual rebirth, or it's this phase from where you leave all the materialistic desires aside. Okay, it's like the highest point of the sky. Now, after we have discussed about the houses, let's talk about the signs very quickly. Aries, which is bold, courageous, initiator, action taker, fiery, passionate. Taurus talks about like possessive. It talks about holding things. Taurus is sensual, stubborn, loving, romantic, hedonistic. Like Taurus are the kind of people who love luxury and materialistic things. Next, we talk about Gemini. Chatty, friendly, loves to travel, like going out and all. Very good at conversation and negotiations. Yeah, very adorable people. Cancer. Cancer, adorable, very motherly, nurturing, sweet, soft, polite. Leo, gregarious, confident, charming, bold, passionate. Also very sociable, like extroverted. Virgo. Virgo is shy, methodical, practical, can be a bit critical, and also helpful. And yeah, they're also kind of innocent and gentle. Libras are charismatic, they're fair, diplomatic, loves relationships, sweetheart, and adorable people, and talks a lot, and very romantic. Scorpio, intense, sexy, bold, transformative people. They are the kind of people that goes through a glow up every 3 year or something. Also very spiritual, very knowledgeable, knows a lot, secretive, wouldn't tell you everything they have in their heart, and if they do, you're lucky. Very intense, very deep, very inquisitive, very loving, and very naive at heart sometimes. Sagittarius are goal oriented, passionate. This is a common theme in every fire signs. Ambitious, philosophical, knowledgeable, teachers, preachers here to impart knowledge, um, very very in tuned with their own belief systems, which they will have very strong belief systems, loves traveling and loves like yeah, going out, traveling, sharing their philosophy. Also, they may have some very, very stubborn belief systems that they hold on to, very spiritual or religious, or have a strong belief system. And about Sagittarius is that very adaptable. All the mutable signs are very adaptable. And also, they love philosophical conversations. Next, talking about Capricorn. Capricorn are hardworking, ambitious, you know, a tad bit work oriented more than emotions oriented, very practical people, very hardworking, and they want to contribute something to the society. They are here to contribute something to the society. They're here to make name and fame for themselves, and they are the boss lady or the boss guy of the group. Okay, can very good at leadership and managing. Can be a bit shy and introverted, and sometimes very good listener, by the way, and also somebody who you want to go to for a practical advice for. Next, we have Aquarius. Aquariuses are like a bit hippie, esoteric, kind of believes in the philosophy of equitarian. What is the word? Is that equitarian? I forgot the word, but basically the world where everybody is happy and nice. So yeah, that kind of philosophy is philosophical, esoteric. Um, have a lot big group of friends, talks about a lot of ideas at the time, wants to contribute to the society, randomly gains a lot of favor from people or can become like people's favorite, very popular. Can be introverted but very popular. 12th house Pisces, yeah. Pisces are dreamy people, emotional, very sensitive, very soft, but very knowledgeable and very spiritual and probably into some sort of art. Okay, so yeah, those are the 12 signs. Next, the 9 planets. Let's give you a small recap of the 9 planets. I may make a video elaborating on it sometime. So, talking about the 9 planets, Mars. Mars talks about courage in men and women both. It talks about blood. It can signify periods in women or menstruation. Mars talks about your brothers. It talks about how quickly you get angry, how passionate your makes, and your sensual drive. Okay, and how you fight and your ambitions, like how you achieve your ambitions and desires and ambition. Mercury talks about your ideas, how you process ideas, how you communicate with people, your conversation style. Mercury also talks about the kind of friends you have and your intellect and your writing abilities. Next is Jupiter. Jupiter talks about expansion, good luck, God, and blessings that you have in your life. It also talks about the type or the way that you like educating yourself a lot. So, for example, if you have Jupiter in Cancer, which is exalted Jupiter, you would like to sit in a quiet place and maybe study it through a book or something. For you, inducing your emotions is very useful for you. And if you study in a library, that's helpful for you too. And if you have like Jupiter in Leo, in that case, you're the kind of people who likes to use a lot of colored pens and pencils to study. You can love to use a lot of resources to study. Okay, you're that kind of person. Next, Venus talks about love, beauty, harmony. It also talks about aesthetics and what we find beautiful or not. Next is Moon. Moon talks about our inner psyche, how we are emotionally, relationship with our mother, our emotional self, and the things that we desire emotionally. Next, we have Sun. Sun talks about authority, it talks about ego, it talks about our confidence, it talks about our father figures and whatever what are our soul desires. Next, we are going to talk about Saturn. Saturn talks about what we are here to do, the karma that we're here to do, or it talks about the karmic things. Okay, it talks about the karma, it talks about the things that we're here to do, we are here to accomplish, it talks about the things that are inevitable in our life, it talks about our public image, our career, and the gains as well. Next, it also talks about like our duties and the sense of practicality, father, and discipline and rules and routines. And Saturn also talks about it also talks about how do we like to work and the environments that we like to work in. Next is North Node, which is Rahu, which talks about expansion. It's one of the malefic planets. The malefic planets, I'm going to talk about it after I say this. So it talks about expansion. Okay, North Node. It's the things that we're here to do and we're here to achieve, the things we're here to master, which we haven't mastered in our previous life. And the planet that it sits with, it expands it. For example, if we have it with Venus, we are going to be people who have Venus and Rahu are extremely beautiful and they try to find beauty and aesthetic in everything. You will see if they wear a cloth, they will wear something that's extremely glamorous, so their houses will be very, very beautiful. Next, which also talks about not also talks about the point of expansion in our chart, but that expansion comes at a cost. It's not the Jupiter kind of expansion which is like a blessing, okay, but it is the kind of expansion that comes at a cost. You can also talk about like the stock market or deceivings, theft, yeah, all of the stuff, gamblings, and we decoy, all of this stuff is your north node. And your south node is what you have already mastered in your past life. Your south node is how you know, attune to your spiritual self. It's the things that help you feel liberated. It's the gifts that you have from your past life. So for example, if you have your south node in, let's say, Sagittarius, you are somebody who may carry a gift of immense knowledge from their past life. If you have it in Libra, you're somebody who may carry the gift of immense knowledge about relationships. You may know how to harmonize things, or you may want to harmonize things always because that's the thing that you have mastered. But if you have that in your chart, you have North Node in your Aries, which talks about what you're here to like master. So you're here to master self, right? You're here to master or take care of yourself and pampering yourself. So this is how you can interpret the houses, signs, and the planets. This is my small interpretation of it, but yeah, it expands further, and there are also nakshatras and a lot of things that you can see if you go further and further deep into astrology. This is a very basic video. If you are like a learner or just a beginner in astrology, this can help you a lot. One thing I will say, you can interpret it in this ways. For example, for I say to you like Taurus is, let's say, beautiful and sensual. So first house is your appearance, right? So you can say like first house is also who you are. So you can say if you have first house in Taurus, you're somebody who's beautiful and sensual, and then you can use the planet. So for example, if you have Jupiter in Taurus, so you're somebody who likes to, you know, expand themselves, or you're somebody who's very blessed. Now how can you expand yourself? You can expand yourself, or you're somebody who's very focused on knowledge about finances. So you may be somebody who likes to learn a lot about finances and then apply it on yourself. You can also be somebody who's interested in the study of like cosmetics or education, and then you use it on yourself. Or you're somebody who is very interested in the knowledge of stock market. That's how you can interpret these things. So yep, I may make another further video on it. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, please subscribe, comment, and like this video. And a lot of fun, amazing videos are soon gonna come in my channel. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and watching my beautiful, beautiful channel, the Self Healing Goddess. Now, thank you. I love you all. Bye bye.